Welcome back. Casey Campbell here with Great Lakes Post. We're continuing our MAC men's basketball previews. And today we are pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Western Michigan Broncos, Mr. Clayton Bates. How's it going, sir?
Things are great. It's a fun time of year, exciting. Obviously, the practice gets underway for us today. So we're super excited to get on the court. We've had a lot of work in the off season, and now to put it all together is certainly the fun part of it all.
Yeah. So, of course, practice starts today. I know you've had a pretty good summer, normal summer workouts, your first since you've taken this job. But how exciting is it to have a normal off season, really? Because you never really experienced it since you took this job at Western.
Yeah, sure. Obviously, the pandemic has changed so many things in everybody's lives. And certainly our basketball program is no different than that. We didn't have our team at all last year. I was showing this to our staff. I was looking at last year's calendar. We actually had our first workouts September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th last year, and they were outdoors in the back parking lot. We weren't allowed in the gym. We literally put up hoops in the back parking lot and did things outside. We're sweeping gravel out of the way. The ball is bouncing out in the road, and the ball is hitting cars and things like that. And so that's how we started. And then we got shut down for 3 weeks. And then we didn't do anything again as a team until September 26th. So that's how our season started last year. And we didn't do anything as a team until mid-October. It was just small groups and things like that. So to go from there, there's no lifting program. There's no anything. We were just trying to survive and make it. And so now this year to have our team here for all of July and a good part of August, and then have them back here and school be underway, it's been a lot more normal. It's been a lot more natural. I think it's allowed our guys to grow and hopefully help our basketball team develop.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of going into this season, what are you expecting from your team this year?
Well, we don't talk an awful lot about winning and losing, and I'm not trying to be coach speak when I say that. What we expect from our guys is we expect them to really, really work hard, to really, really be committed to one another, to be committed to the process. I say this all the time. Our team has talked about it. I think in life, you really have two choices. People are going to expect a lot out of you, or people aren't going to expect much out of you. And if we have expectations put on us, no matter the year, no matter the season, no matter what I hope people expect a lot out of us. I think we should expect a lot out of us. I think that's the way life is.
So talk about some of the guys that are coming back for your team this year. Who are for your team this year?
Sure. So obviously we've got a handful of guys that started some games and played a good minutes for us last year. B. Artis White as our point guard was an honorable mention all-league player. B. Artis is back for us. Adrian Martin, who started a lot last year at the off guard for us, is back. Titus Wright, who has started at center for the most part of his 2 years, is back for us. Those young men are obviously back in our program. Josiah Freeman played a lot of minutes for us last year. Danny Culp, when he got eligible by the NCAA, played a lot, had a wrist injury that really limited his time late in the year. But we've got a lot of pieces. Those guys that are back and their influence on our guys has been really fun to see.
Talk about some of the young guys coming into your program. Who's impressed you so far?
Well, obviously we've had a good amount of turnover and a lot of new guys added to our roster. We added four transfers that bring in some age and experience, and then we've got 4 or 5 freshmen as well. And that's kind of what we want to do, Casey. We want to. The reality of the world right now is the transfer portal, and the reality of the world is there's going to be some movement and adding some experience and depth, and those things are important. And also, so it's bringing in young guys to grow your program more organically, and so we're doing that. But our freshmen, Gus Etchison is a point guard for us. Was a really good high school player from Indiana, really good player for us. Owen Lobsinger from Flint is come in. He's physically ready to compete. Cam Kimball from Las Vegas, Jack Stefanski from up in Frankfurt. Seems like we got a million guys running around here. I feel like I'm leaving somebody out right now, and I shouldn't do that. It's not intentional. But I'm sure I'm leaving someone out right there, but
yeah,
I'm sure it'll come to me in a second. But we like our young guys. I'm sorry, Shamani Fuller. There you go. Came to our team. Obviously, you got really good size, great athleticism. Those guys have been great. They've really worked really hard for our program.
So what's the MAC going to be like this year? I know that talking about the conference and talking to a lot of the coaches so far, they say that the MAC, this is probably the strongest that the MAC is going to be. so far this year?
Well, I two things. One, I feel like we say that every year. The league is just tough.
Yeah.
The league is just tough. It's a tough climb to get to the top. It's a tough job to stay at the top. And I would agree. We went through some stuff yesterday, just talking about the league, talking about the teams, talking about some stuff. And I went home last night, and I didn't feel good on my drive home from that. It just is what it is. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of good coaches. Um, there's a commitment to the league. There's a commitment to basketball in this league that wasn't existent 10 years ago. It wasn't existed 5 years ago. And now you've really got to be committed as a university, as a basketball program, obviously, but the university, the athletic department really has to be committed to your basketball program if you want to be a winning program in this league. And you have to get good players, and you got to coach them well too. It's not just on the administration. Certainly the coaches have a responsibility, and so do the players.
Yeah, for sure. What's it going to be like to have fans back in Kalamazoo? Because there's nothing like it, isn't it?
Well, it'll be great. It'll be great. I think the thing that was missed last year, and maybe it benefited us maybe a time or two on the road, and it maybe hurt us a time or two at home, is just the energy of the crowd. You're at home, you're not playing your best. Your fans and your supporters can really pick you up and help carry you. It can help create some momentum in the game, without a doubt. And then the same thing on the road, though. You can be playing really, really well on the road and doing that, but they don't have the support and the energy. So I think the fans being at events, and students and the band and all those type of things are going to have a market impact on the season, without a doubt. And it's going to be great to have them. I think the emotion, the energy, the enthusiasm is what makes it special.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. If you could get better in one area of your team, if your team could get better in one area of the game or something like that, what do you think that would be? And what do you want to see out of your team coming out of the gate, coach?
Well, that's a great question. And I don't know if there would be one thing. Obviously, I think we've really tried to pride ourselves defensively, and I think our guys would probably tell you that I don't know if we're ever, and I'm certainly ever happy, with that. But I don't know. I think we've got a different team. I think we've got to really find out what our real strengths and weaknesses are. I think we have an idea. Here today being the first day and the first game being 6 weeks away, I think whatever I said right now probably would change, for sure. But what I want to see out of our guys, and what they've done a really good job of thus far, is we have a real connection. We have a real strong fiber of our team. We're all going in the same direction. We're all working in the same towards the same goal. I really want to see us really stay committed to that. I really do. Like I said, I really like where we're at. For me, on top of that, though, and that's an easy thing to say, but probably succinctly, I want our guys to play hard. I want our guys to play hard, but you can't do that if there's not a real connection for one another. You can't do that if there's not a real ownership that you take in your program. I want our guys to take the floor, and I want these guys to play really, really hard and play together.
All right. Clayton Bates, the head coach of Western Michigan men's basketball. Thank you so much for joining us. And let's have you on again sometime.
Anytime. Thank you so much for having me.